How y'all doing, Cowboys Nation? Paul Ryan back here again with, of course, another late night video. I hope everybody's having a good Friday, and I hope everybody's having a good start to their weekend. Unlike the Cowboys, here I was thinking that we might have a smooth, quieter than usual Cowboys off season, and excuse me, even with the dad contract stuff, even with the CD Lamb contract stuff not being at minicamp and OTAs and not, for the most part, it's a pretty quiet off season, at least from my perspective, in my opinion, especially as a Cowboys fan. But Malik Hooker had to change that today, didn't he? And I'm not really mad about what Malik Hooker said. I don't mind players calling each other out as long as they're holding themselves accountable. Now, I don't know if Malik Hooker does or doesn't, but that's just my opinion. Like, if he's holding himself accountable, I don't mind him saying stuff about a teammate. That being said, I don't really care for him doing it publicly on another podcast and then criticizing Micah Parsons about his show, his podcast. Well, him being on a podcast, that kind of didn't make sense. And then, we saw Micah's comments about how Malik Hooker has his number, that they're locker mates. Like, why didn't he just say it to him personally? And I can't disagree with Micah, right? I mean, if you've got something to say, or if you think I need to be better, and like we're close and you have my number and we're teammates and we all have the same goal in mind, I'd like to think that you can reach out to me and say it, like, hey man, I think you're already a great player, but if you could do this, then I think you should, right? This is what separates the good from the great, that kind of thing. And especially Malik Hooker being a veteran. I'm not sure how many years he's been in the league now, but Micah Parsons, he's only going into his fourth year. So, maybe he needs a veteran to look up to, or to talk to, or that, he needs that veteran presence to let him know that, hey, I understand that in the off season, or even in season, like when on our days off and things like that, we have other hobbies and interests and things like that, but we have a goal in mind, and this, that, and the other, right? But again, yeah, like I said, man, I didn't really care for how Malik Hooker did it. I don't mind what he said. I just don't like how he did it. And it's just, this is going to be a big thing, right? Just because it's Cowboys players talking about each other, it's just going to blow up into be some unnecessary drama, unnecessary noise. And another thing I didn't really agree with, which I found really strange, was Malik Hooker saying that he would pay Zach Martin before paying Dak Prescott. And I mean, I guess his reasons were somewhat valid about how the offensive line kind of, would fall apart, or how the offensive line looks without Zach Martin. Although we haven't seen it that much, I think he's had a point there. But I don't know, man. I definitely would pay Dak Prescott before I'd play Zach Martin, who sounds like he's contemplating retirement. But what do I know, man? Malik Hooker knows these guys a lot better than I do. He's in the locker room. He probably talks with them, interacts with them a lot more than I do, obviously. So I don't know. Just a weird series of events on Keyshawn Johnson's podcast by Malik Hooker. But again, I don't mind what he said about Micah. Just wish he would have gone about it a different way. Like, let me know what you guys think. Do you think the public shout out was unnecessary? Was it called for? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know in the comments. And again, guys, hope everybody's having a good night, and I hope everybody's having a good start to the weekend. I'm Paul Ryan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.